Welcome, everybody. Today we have Obehi from Aurora Wellness. She is what is your official title? Psychologist, coach?
Psychologist,
Yeah,
psychologist, yeah, and
yeah,
now business productivity coach because I help you get productive in your business.
yes, amazing. So, welcome. And today we're going to go through kind of your case study. What were some of the things you implemented? What were some of the results you got? And
Yeah,
your experience with coaching. So, welcome. So excited to have you.
thank you. Happy to be here.
So
Eventually.
yeah, and so tell everybody like what you do and what that looked like even before I think Impact Formula. Let's start
Yeah.
there.
Well, I'm a psychologist and I have been for the last 13 years now, I think, going. And I still work a day job. I still have a 3 day a week, which I've gone down since working with Impact Formula. And so what I've been doing in the last couple of years really has been working with entrepreneurs around managing their time better, their energy, so that they can actually do work. What I discovered, myself included and some other people who joined programs and courses, and we pay money for this stuff, but we don't actually do the work.
Mhm.
And then you realize that actually the coach or whoever, their job isn't to text you every morning and say, have you done it? That's not their job. Their job is to show you the strategy. You need to get your ass and do it. So I realized that was my job, to get people into gear to doing the work that they paid for, or they really feel like they can make that kind of impact in their business and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
Awesome. So awesome. And you also have the branch of corporate consulting, right? Yeah.
Yes, we do actually. Yeah, so I have a two-sided of business. I have a business partner and from my cousin Ngazi. So we see work corporates who are from that world anyway. So what we're offering on the corporate side of things is mental well-being for employees and staff and stuff like that. So that's what we do there. And of course, what I do is help the entrepreneurs on this side be able to grow their business in that sense, and optimize mental well-being as well as the productivity as well.
Yeah. Awesome. And tell us, like, what were you going through before you joined Impact Formula? Like, what I think you had done some webinars or were doing a course or
Let
something
me
like that.
share that story with you. So, the expression blind leading the blind, where you have these bright ideas about stuff that you can do. So we thought, right, we need to, we could run a group program, um, not one-to-one, group straight away. And we would charge, £500, and yeah, but we had no list, right? We had no audience. We ran using a webinar because we seen it and it's like, oh, looks so cool, right?
And they tell you, like, when they're selling you it, like, it will
Yeah.
grow your
It was
list,
great.
of
Oh
course.
yeah, you can do that. Get people in. And then our audience, well, our family and friends and things in general, because we hadn't built an audience of entrepreneurs or any of that kind of stuff. So yeah, so we launched, and yeah, we had 5 people on the webinar: my auntie, my uncle, my sister, 2 friends.
That sounds just like my first webinar.
And it was like, hey, drop in the comment, say one. And like, oh my God. And it's one. And like, we're going to have to keep going because thinking maybe more people will come in. I mean, about 20 people registered who were not family members, but they didn't come because they didn't know us. And it makes sense. Anyway,
Yeah.
so we finished that. And yeah, so cricket, obviously. It was such a rookie mistake. I
Tell
don't know.
us, like, what was the rookie mistake? Because I think people watching may be like, I mean, I'm trying to do that, but I don't know why I'm doing that. Like, what's wrong here?
I think we've been, I've already attended so many webinars. I've attended a lot of stuff that I've actually bought stuff off of. So it's not like I didn't think I'd done it. I'd bought somebody's product as a result of a webinar. So why wouldn't they buy mine, right? So what I hadn't worked out is the back end, the strategy of it, as opposed to the tactics. What I love about you, because you just thinking, the amount of time I've been itching to run Facebook ad, and you said, nope, not time. Nope, not time. It's not, because I needed someone to not just, oh yeah, sure, it worked for me. I had 100K by doing this launch. Like, that's not what my business currently has. The current business I had at the time could not generate that because I didn't have the infrastructure.
Yeah.
So that's what that was our first mistakes about. This is not going to work like that, is it?
So, and then why, like, what made you decide like this was the next thing you needed? Because I think
um,
most people see like business. Yeah. What?
yeah, it was you, by the way. Can I just say? So,
Oh.
I don't know if you remember this, but in the midst of me restricting the webinar, I probably joined your group anyway because I knew someone who knew you, and I joined the group. But I also had a webinar, this webinar we're going to do and everything else, and I was asking questions about what I could put in it and how long did it have to be. And I don't think you're going to remember this, but I sent a message into the group I'd paid money for. Okay, so that one I've said I've joined it, and this was the strategy, Facebook ad, all that stuff, and nobody responded to that post. And I needed to work on this webinar slide and all this stuff. So I then decided to go to your group and post the same question, and you responded to that. And you said it doesn't matter how many slides it is. It doesn't have to be about that. What is the thing about? And then you practically coached me in a conversation on the thread.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went ahead and did that. And what was amazing is you followed up. How did the webinar? How did it go? And that's what I told you. And it failed. And this is the thing when you said it, you did not fail. You did not have the numbers. You can't
Yeah.
generate lead out of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So because I was walking around, and I wouldn't lie because I cried, like this is not going to work out,
Mm-hmm.
And then to be realizing actually you did not fail. You didn't. How many on your list? What list?
Yeah.
So you tried. In fact, you got 5 people to show up, but actually pretty damn good.
Yeah.
5 people out of nowhere, just because you posted it around on social media. So that's what I decided to work with you. And I've had a challenge. I'd won a scholarship in one of your challenge, a partner
Yeah.
scholarship, and I didn't think of going for it because I thought I didn't enter it for that. I just trying to do the challenge. And then I took you up on that offer. Actually, I cannot try this again and make mistakes that I don't even know I'm making.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't know what you don't know. So
Totally.
that's, yeah, definitely.
Totally. And then what was it like? Like when you joined, like what was that experience like? What is it like on the other side?
I like that. On the other side.
On the other side.
On the other side. Well, when we joined, because what I loved about this program was because I had a business partner, right? So I joined the previous program where it was just me who joined, but I had to relate what I was learning to my business partner so I can get her on board what I was doing. And this was one of the key things for saying, can I bring her along? And you said, it's one business. Of course you can absolutely bring her along. That was the very first, okay, wow, because then I don't have to worry about, she can do her activities, she can do her stuff. It's the same learning, but she can apply it in the way that we wanted to apply it. Her for corporate, me for the commercial consumer side of things. So that's one of the first things I said. It was nice that I had my business partner could be there with me as well. Then it was the quarterly review. That was the other thing, where you sent a list of questions to prepare for the first quarterly review, and me and Ngaji looked at it like, what the hell is that?
Like, what does this even mean?
What did that even mean? Like, I don't know. He said, well, what do you mean you don't know? You work corporate. And it was that whole, oh my God, I need to know what my numbers were. I need to know the staff or the VA that we have to have metrics to measure. And like, wait, oh, so you don't just say, can I have, you have to actually give them a target. So that quarterly review made me feel like I was in a business crash course. This is how to run business. It's behind the scenes of what an actual business looks like. You have to have KPIs. I did clinical work. We have KPI, but like how many patients are you seeing and how many left? That's the level of it. But as for the back end strategy, I've never done that before. So this was an eye opener for me. That was so if you just joining for the first time, you've never done business school before, you've been running a sort of what's the word I'm saying, sort of dabbling here and there. When you enter, you're gonna realize you got a whole
new world.
the whole university just smacking you in 1 year. That's exactly what that's gonna be. So yeah, I have to say that was the best thing about that, and having weekly call we can join you on. And you had it at 2 different times each week. So 1 week you have a much earlier in the day, second week was much later in the day. So I could attend one, and guys could attend one because of the kids. So it made it where we didn't feel under pressure into, oh my God, I've missed that, and I didn't get involved in the conversation. Your group coaching calls, I think, were very high. I was not expecting high level of mindset strategy work. Because a lot of the problem we were dealing with in general was really mindset. It was more confident around doing something or thinking someone's juggernaut, and then realizing, well, who gives a shit? Do you need to do that or not? So yeah, that's what I would say had been the best thing about that for me. It's guidance as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. And what was one way in which you were like pleasantly surprised or delighted by the service?
I would say definitely the quarterly review. Yeah, I have to say that one. It delighted and frightened me at the same time. It was delighted because, oh my God, this is what I'm looking for. Someone to tell me what to do. But frightened, like, oh my God, this is not just press that button and it's all sorted. Or get a Facebook ad. It's not that at all, is it? So yeah, that's the one that I have to say delighted me the most. It would work, but I was prepared to do it, and yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, and I think like having someone to go through that with you, right? Like nobody in this industry really does that. Nobody that I know of does that intense, like looking at your business with you. And I mean, I've joined tons of coaching programs, and it's like usually just marketing related or something like that, but nobody like is seeing what you're doing. It's like, I think that is the power with that.
It's full, it's comprehensive in the sense that, and that's why even the modules in the IF formula membership site, where you have different modules to different times, the idea was, I haven't gone through all of them. Like, who's going to do that? And that's the point. It wasn't like, oh, here's module 1, here's module 2. And if you finish it all, then your life will be dandy. That's not it. It was like, which one are you working on today? Go and find the corresponding video and get to work with that. And I think that's why it became like some sort of like a reference. And that's how I refer to it. It's like a reference piece, just like, oh, I'm working on something. Let's go see what the dictionary of the IF says. Look at where you go and check. You're not expected to spell every word in the dictionary or know the meaning of every word in the dictionary. But when you're ready to use the word, you go and check it. And that's exactly how I'm going to, I don't know why I came up with that analogy, but that's exactly how I refer to your IF membership is. That's the dictionary. If you're looking for how to run this a sales conversation, go there and go and find the one about sales conversation. If you want the one around how to run a group or open or start a group program, go and check that one and only that one and the corresponding worksheet. Then you can bring it to the call and say, by the way, I was working on this sheet. What does that mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that's exactly, that delighted me too, actually. It's the pressure of, I don't have to do every single module like it's some sort of race.
Yeah, and like doing and I mean, the reason I set that up that way is because so many times we trick ourselves, and as you probably know, because you're clients, like we trick ourselves into thinking if we learn the module, go through the module and know what to do, then we'll automatically be in a good place. But not really, because you still haven't done it.
You still, oh, you know everything? Yeah, sure. You know, yeah, but have you done it? No, nothing.
Yeah.
I'll do it next week.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So why do you think coaching with me is second to none?
Okay, here again, I thought about that question. I thought it's simple, evidence-based business practices. That's how I've always referred to you as evidence-based business practices. I'm a business evidence girl, so I like to know where references come from and stuff. So it is not just, oh, try me because it's the method I use. This is just, if you go to any business school, this is what you're going to learn. The only difference is that you've now made it into a practical application that people like me who didn't go to business school can at least understand how to apply it. So that's why working with you was easy, or that's the real benefit for me anyway. And I could ask a question around a business strategy, but you give me the reasoning behind it, not just, oh, just go ahead and just do that because that's what we all do. It's more why and the reason for doing that. Yeah, I want to start a Facebook group. Yeah, why? What's the strategy? Why are you opening one? Oh, because everybody else should. Yeah, but that's the quickest way to go and fail. We're like, oh, it's not working. Let's just shut it down. But yeah, that's what I was saying. And also the fact that you did let us encourage us to try stuff. So, okay, I don't know the reason why you're trying to open a group program, but you feel very sure about it. So go ahead and let me know how it works. And you would check.
How did it go?
How did it go? And they're like, yeah, about that idea, that didn't quite fly. And that was okay. It wasn't like you have to do it my way or the high road. I think that's really what would, in a way, it depends on how you're like as a learner. If you're like someone who wants to tell you every single thing under the sun, then this may not be right for you, because I don't think you roll like that. I think you just let people get on with it. If this is what you want to do, go and do it. But I'm going to expect you to hide when it doesn't go well. If it doesn't go well, you need to show back up and say, it didn't go well, but this is my learning from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Totally. And I will tell you, like, I've been in programs where it was very much like, you have to go do this, you have to go do this. And I went and did the thing. It was the wrong thing because they didn't know my business. Like we didn't talk through why. And that for me, I mean, literally thousands of dollars in doing it because someone told me to, versus like really sitting through and working out the reasoning. So that,
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I coach the way I do, because that was a very painful,
That makes
lesson.
sense, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense, because otherwise someone cannot now quote you and say, well, Mariana said to do it and it didn't work. Like, actually, I didn't tell you. I asked you a reason why you're going to do that, and I've said try it. I think that's the thing I've taken from you, especially you guys as well, is that we're just constantly trying. We're just doing the next thing. We're not necessarily, oh, it's going to work out perfectly, because it won't. So that mindset around it has to work exactly how we thought it did, otherwise it wasn't successful, it's not actually true.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't really know something's going to work until you've actually tried it already. So you can't possibly fail if you've not done it before. That makes sense.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. All right. So tell us, like, what were some of the results that you guys got from the strategies you applied?
Okay. So one of the first things that we did was I would charge in, oh God, £400 a month for coaching session, because that works out at $450. Right? Yes. Now I say that, like, wait, what?
How many? 100?
No, 400 £400 a month.
Okay.
So that is $450 roughly.
Okay.
That would be £100 an hour, basically, for an hour session. And now I charge £800 a month, to double considerably. And I was so sure that I wouldn't get a client to pay that, because I kept thinking I did not raise the price directly. I went from 400 to 600 and then 800. And I'm now ready to increase it again to 1,000, because I now have a group program I'm starting, which means that if the group program runs, I would have less time now. So therefore, any time I have will have to be precious. And if someone said I want one-to-one, it makes sense that I need to be able to increase the price to be able to match that. So, so that happened. I've got one-to-one clients as a result of that. I started a Facebook group to be able to generate more leads in them. It's not the biggest group in the world, about 168 people in it, but it's 168 qualified people in there who are doing my content. When I check the insight, it literally have 80% engagement rate.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah, I'd like, oh, but it didn't feel like that, because I can't see a lot of likes, but clearly the insight is saying people are watching this stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's what we did on the commercial side of things. On the corporate side.
Oh, hold on a second. You also got a machine going that can get you clients on demand, right?
I had thank you for reminding me. I had a challenge that I started to run, and I was running every 6 weeks. Is what I was doing at the moment. I ran it 3 times that actually generated these leads, and every time I did the challenge launch, I got 2 clients the first time, but lower price offered. And then the last time I did it, I had 1 client who paid full price for it. But considering I have a very small, so 30 people signed up for, 20 people actually signed up for a challenge, and I convert 1 who pays full price, nearly £3,000. So it's obviously worked. And then Corona hit. So now I'm gonna like, oh, I'm still gonna do the challenge, but I'm not gonna do the whole, send a video and all that stuff. I'm gonna run it live in a, like I did Q&A, but instead of doing, I just do Q&A every night. So that's one of the things. I now know it works. I know the material works. I know people like it, and I know it can convert. So yeah, so
that's
how dare I
fantastic.
forget that part?
Yeah, how can we forget the machine you built? Because
Yeah, I
that's a
know.
beautiful machine. It works really well.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then for the corporate side,
But
we
the
were
corporate,
able to, one of the things I loved is like you were able to, like, the teaching the principles, you just boom, applied it over
transfer it.
there. Yeah.
Definitely. So we were running corporate stuff in the commercial format. So what that means is the kind of thing that you expect to use social media, you know, how we run on this side of things. Corporate don't really run that way. It's more, you know, referrals, which is, you know, people run referrals, but it's referrals, it's sort of contacting someone who knew someone, is that kind of thing. But when we transferred it, we were offering things like sort of webinar lunch and learn, where people can sign up to see what we offer to our target audience, were HR managers and directors, so that they can hire us for my well-being program for their employees and stuff. But being able to offer how we did it, we had a conversion. What is the conversion event going to be, or and stuff like that. So being able to have a workshop that people did for free, other people's audience, that was what we learned from you. Go and leverage other people's audience, and so we found someone said, "Oh yeah, we're going to do all these talks for free," and then like, "Oh yeah, can we how much do you charge for the full whack?" And yeah, so that was amazing. We're still doing that. We're still strategizing today. Even came up with that as well. Like, listen, freebie, free coaching, group coaching for HR managers only. With the invite that they would then buy program for their staff members. So it's running a challenge almost for corporate, but
A
they don't
challenge,
know.
but for corporate, but
But they
they don't
don't know
know.
they have
Yeah.
anyone because they've never, you know, such a, what is that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. Um, and how did you feel like as a result of like making traction, like building in these systems that actually sell your programs, right? Like building in the infrastructure of your business.
Confidence, I think. I think
Yeah.
knowing that we can do anything, we can sell anything, we just need to know what the market wants. And I
Mhm.
think that's one of the key lessons I learned from your program, which may not be. I'm a lot of business owners myself. I already know this before, but there were people like me who were new who did not know that actually don't sell. You can't sell people what you think they want. Oh yeah, everybody needs to have mental well-being because there's anxiety, there's all this stuff. But if people aren't looking for it, they're not going to pay.
Mhm.
So it was about learning that. So I have the confidence to know I can sell things to anybody, provided I have gotten on the phone with them to ask questions about why they might want something and how much they're prepared to pay for it before I go ahead and start creating all kinds of stuff that nobody buys.
Yeah.
So yes, we've done that a couple of times.
Yeah. That's a powerful lesson. I mean,
Yeah.
many of us have learned that the hard way, hand raised. Like,
Yes. Is there anybody? Is there anybody who is not going to learn it this hard way, or is that just a myth that you can prevent people from learning? Because I'm thinking, okay, I'm having a conversation with you about it. Is that going to save the next woman from like, okay, don't do that. Just go and sign up for my other course and be done with it. But there'll be somebody who's going to go, oh no, I could keep trying it myself. And I guess what can you do? You're not ready until you're ready, I guess.
yeah, you're going to be ready when you're ready. I
Yeah,
mean, and the thing is, like, you're going to receive what you're ready to receive in the
yeah,
program. Like, so that openness, like, you have to be open. Like, if you're going to be in the coaching program, be
yeah,
open. Be
yeah,
open to changing things, right?
yeah. And be open to trying things. And if they don't work out, it's not because it didn't work. I was had an analogy the other day about a car, because Ngozi and I were saying, oh, but it's not worked yet, and you know whatever. And I was saying, well, actually, it's like building a car. We got the doors on, got the windows on. Yeah, we've got a couple of wheels. So is it a car? Yes. Is it moving? Not yet. It
Mm-hmm.
just needs to keep building. Eventually, it will have four wheels, and then we find, okay, where's the engine? Or we start with an engine. So I kept thinking, provided it's a car we're building and not some sort of horse/car, which is never going to work, then we can keep moving the GoPro, we can keep building on the thing.
Right.
We keep expecting we're going to have this Ferrari car shooting out of nowhere, when really what we got is a dodgy, Volkswagen Beetle, and we just have to fix fixing it until it works. I don't know
Right.
why I've used a car analogy, but there we are.
That's a great analogy. I love it. Um, and then why was it important for you to really like attain this, like attain what you're going for in your business?
Well, I wouldn't lie, money,
Mhm.
right? I say that without being really crass or anything, but when you work clinical work, I mean, look at that. Everybody's loving clinical now, and doctors and nurses. Once upon a time,
Yeah, nobody liked
so
us
I'm
for
just saying, and the pay wasn't as, it couldn't do very much, especially when I lived in the city. I lived in London, so an apartment cost an arm and a leg, and then you realize that your salary isn't going anywhere. I thought I should be able to do better than this. I don't want to feel like I'm constantly living paycheck to paycheck. I'm 42. At some point, that has to stop. So
Mhm.
this was my way of doing it. I always thought I'd go into private practice and do private, sessions with psychologists and stuff. And I realized that wasn't going to pay the bills either. It would just add to it. And I did start off like that, full-time work. I had a couple of counseling clients, and then realizing all it is just enough money for me to pay for a holiday now or to go on a trip, but it's not enough for me to leave the day job. It's not enough for me to build any wealth or to say, all right, you know what? I need 50 grand to do something, and I now have a machine that will create it for me if I put it in the right place. I did not, there was no way it was going to happen with the way I had it before. So that is one of the main reasons. And of course, it's not just money for the sake of having money. It was money to be to free to do stuff. I still wanted to travel the world. I had a lot of countries I wanted to visit. Okay, same now, but I will return to those. To me, it's on ice. It's like, oh, we're not moving anywhere until Obi gets some money. So, yeah, about me traveling where I wanted to. I don't have kids yet, but I kept thinking, if I did have kids, I'm going to end up not having the time. So I need to be able to put in the work now, because when I do have them, I don't have to worry too much about, I will have a team in place. I will have, things that can be sorted. Maybe it's a pipe dream, but I don't know. But that's why I wanted to get going with this business for sure.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
And how has this set you up in your business and life? Like, how has working in the impact formula set you up for life?
Oh, I now talk business all day long, which is great, and I like the conversations I'm having with people. I have a new contact, and I've met great friends in the group, in the program, Heather and Ingrid. So when you have business besties, it's like you check up on and they check up on you, and you support each other. I think that was something that I feel like I got from that. So yeah, that I'm going to be doing more projects with more people as we go along. So that's
Yeah,
something I'm
that collaboration. And you
yeah,
got to
collaborating.
be and you're doing those Psychology Today articles
I
too. We even got to
did.
talk about
I
that.
forgot about
Yeah,
that. Wow, I forget a lot of second thing. Once you're moving on to the next thing. Yeah, so I'm
exactly.
a contributor for Psychology Today. Although I do owe them a couple of articles now behind schedule, but yeah. So, but for the most part, yes, I'm a contributor around productivity. I have a post called the Millennial, the Productive Millennial. So it's all about productivity and well-being for millennials, not just millennials, but so it
Yeah.
makes sense because they're the bulk of the people right now. So yeah, so that's been really awesome. It's a lot of stuff, and it I learned that from you, the leveraging other people's audience to do that. So that was the way of, oh, I can do that, so I'll go
Yeah.
ahead and do that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I forgot. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anything else that you think would be helpful for listeners to hear or like consider or think about?
I think you should join the Impact Formula now because it's the prime time to do it. we're in a lockdown, so therefore I feel like it allows you to start from scratch to pivot, especially if you don't know how you're supposed to pivot right now. It's the best time to restart. So that's what I would say. And I want to say to people who are not going to join now is not to sweat the small stuff. Concentrate on the business strategy of what you need to do. Leave the tactics alone. They will come in handy when it's time, when it's ready. You will know where to find them. But for now, just focus on business strategy and the real thing that actually moves your business forward. So that's what I would say
Beautiful.
to people. Yeah,
Thank you. I
definitely.
love how you address both too. So that's so kind. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
One more thing I'm going to add. If you have to take a day job, do it. There's no shame in that. I
Hmm.
think a lot of people think that it feels they failed if they're not. If you need to get a job, get a job. That,
Yeah. Totally.
yeah, yeah,
Totally. And like, there's not, yeah, that is a huge, huge one, right? Because how much, under so much pressure to perform, how well will you perform, right? Like,
yeah,
there's no shame in having that in whatever phase you're in. If your market is severely affected right now, anything, like,
yeah,
never any shame in doing what you have to do to like feed your family.
yeah,
And yeah,
definitely.
beautiful. Thank you so much, Obehi.
Anytime. Good to
This
talk
is
to you.
wonderful chatting with you.
Anytime. It's been awesome.